You had a fun Thursday night Turkey Day slate. How are you feeling? You're a little bit under the weather.
I am Jordan flu game right now. Trying to piece it together. But it's the first time I've been out of bed since Wednesday. And we're here. So appreciate you guys. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm grinding. I'm here for you, though.
Love it. Love it. Paz, welcome in. Love you too, man. Always coming in here. He doesn't even need start sit advice. He just comes in to show his appreciation for the snap. It should be a fun one today. We got some big ins and outs. We really thought that that Jamar Chase was going to play today.
Mm-hmm.
We also have James Robinson as a healthy scratch coming in just live here now.
Also, N'Keal Harry is out. Just
as a
just wanted to throw that out there. In case
throw that up there.
Playing.
Justin Fields has been ruled out as well, which is very surprising. Same with Raheem Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
So, still like if you had Jamar Chase, I think it is a low key good thing that he's ruled out. So he didn't have to hurt you by being active. You start him because he's a stud, and then disappointing in the end and really playing a couple snaps and pulling like a Keenan Allen. So I think it's best for your teams that he's just ruled out, has another week to recover, and you have him for the playoff run or the actual playoffs.
Yeah, the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah. So we have obviously Mike Williams also ruled out. Joe Mixon ruled out. So we've got some backups that are in play that you probably grabbed off of your waiver wire. That's going to be kind of the story of the show. Another one
Allen
coming
Robinson
back
as well. Allen Robinson as well.
Allen Robinson ruled out. We have Marquise Brown making his return after that injury. And I don't know. We'll have to discuss how we feel about him. I think I'd like to see his snap share and before I feel comfortable starting Marquise Brown. That obviously depends on who you have otherwise, but I'd like to see him play first. And obviously, yeah, Cody coming in, Leonard Fournette out. So as you saw, Rachaad White is our main. It's probably going to be a lot of questions about Rachaad White this week. A lot of people projecting a breakout for Rachaad White. Should be exciting to see him play as well.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Rachaad White decisions myself in a couple leagues. Rachaad White or Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce coming off a terrible performance. I think just as a whole, the Texans just had a terrible showing. So yeah, do we take the shiny new Rachaad White, who showed lots of promise in lieu of Fournette being out last game, or do we just go back to the tried and true, trusted for pretty much 11 weeks of the year so far, Dameon Pierce?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I mean the recency bias in me wants to take a shot on Rachaad.
Of course.
And I mean, coming in, Rachaad was the better prospect in my mind. I liked him a little bit more than Dameon Pierce. Now, Dameon Pierce has obviously proven many analysts wrong and show that he can do it all. Looks like a bulldog out there and looks phenomenal. And Rachaad White, we've been waiting for him to get the opportunity, and now that finally comes. It's a tough question. I would probably go with Rachaad White, but I don't like staying the course with Dameon Pierce is not a bad idea either.
Yeah, I think for me it just comes down to the offense as a whole, and to break a tie, I'm going to go with the Bucs.
The better offense,
Yeah, just the better offense and the potentially better game script. Not to say that Dameon Pierce has been poor. I mean, outside of his first 2 games of the year where he hadn't really graduated into that, 3-down workload, he's been great ever since week 3. So this is the first real down game that he's had.
Yeah. Well,
I'm okay to just break the tie and go Rachaad White this week.
Yeah. People are trying to make the playoffs. That shows by the 22 people watching. Thanks for coming in. Toss a like on the video. Share with your friends. We're over 3,000 subscribers, but we're trying to get to the 4K now, Mac. So if you want to support the show and need your question answered right away, throw a super chat. We'll answer it right away, but we'll go to our Snap Army members, and then we'll go to whoever comes first. So
let's get to easy here first.
yeah, Eric coming in here. Monty or Pacheco?
In a full PPR. So Justin Fields out.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have a very soft matchup here against the Matt Staffordless, Cooper Cupless Rams.
And Clyde
Allen
Edwards-Helaire has been put on
Robinson-less.
IR.
Sorry, who's that?
Clyde Edwards is on IR.
Right. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
think
be him and
I think
Jarek
you got to
McKinnon.
go with Pacheco.
Yeah, which is crazy to think because Monty had a great game last week and has done really well. But go with the matchup. Pacheco looks good. He's going to get a ton of opportunities. It's they're close. They're very, very close in rankings this week. They're both fringe or top 24, 25 running backs this week, even in a tough matchup for Monty. But for Monty, you're really hoping he just falls in the end zone, right? Because that Jets defense is very tough.
Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. The Jets right now are, they've been really good against the pass, against the run, giving up the 9th fewest fantasy points to opposing running backs. They're just shutting it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not the best matchup on paper. They're also giving the third fewest yards to opposing fantasy wide receivers as well. The Jets are shutting it down.
Claire has a good question, and we should touch on it briefly with the passing options for the Bears. Like, how does this affect Cole Kmet and Mooney?
Yeah.
And would you just kind of sit everyone almost because of the tough situation that the Bears are in?
Yeah, I've been streaming Mooney in a couple leagues for the last 6 weeks or so, and this week I'm going to sit Mooney down with Juju Smith-Schuster coming back into my lineup. So that's a quick swap that I'm making. I don't know how far I'd be to go to, like, let's say Garrett Wilson over a Darnell Mooney. I think they represent similar upside, but there is a certain amount of fade I think that happens with no Justin Fields.
Now, Foster Moreau has the top tight end matchup in the league right now. The Seahawks are giving up the most to tight ends. Would you fade Kmet that much and start Moreau in his place?
I think Moreau's fine. He still represents upside in the offense, just like Kmet does. But what we've seen Kmet really make his hay not on volume, but on touchdown efficiency. Those 2 games in a row with 2 touchdowns really cemented him as a top option. But without Justin Fields using his legs, moving the chains, getting into more scoring positions, I think that upside for Cole Kmet falls. So I would likely just go with the Foster Moreau side here.
Kmet or Conklin? Asks Easy as well. He's up there still.
I think the whole game could be a bit of a mess, but
yeah,
I do have some faith in Mike White. Zach Wilson getting the pine.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to find another option than Conklin, to be honest with you. That's a really tough one.
Yeah.
I just don't think Kmet is the same upside without Fields.
Snap Army member Brandon Phillips, Christian Watson or Christian Kirk. The battle of the Christians.
Well,
the efficiency has been off the charts for Christian Watson. Does it come back down to earth today against it's the Eagles,
Philadelphia
right?
Eagles in the night game tonight.
Yeah. Or Christian Kirk, who has been very safe. He's been very good. He's a top 10 wide receiver right now, or pretty close to it.
Yep.
I think you have to go Kirk here, don't you?
You have to. I mean, it'd be fun to chase the upside on Christian Watson, no doubt. 5 touchdowns in his last 2 games. That's fantastic. But to Landon's point he made last week is that the touchdown efficiency is not going to remain. And when we look at Christian Watson's workload, it's the volume's been low, whereas Christian Kirk's getting a tremendous amount of work, and I don't think that Trevor Lawrence just magically goes away from him. So if Christian Kirk gets into the end zone, it'll certainly make things feel a whole lot better. If neither of them getting to the end zone, it's Christian Kirk by a mile.
Yeah. Griff, cheering for us to beat Croatia. I'm watching the game right now. We're down 2-0 now. So
was that actually our first goal ever in World Cup history?
That was our first goal ever in World Cup.
Probably because we never played in it before because we suck at soccer.
Yeah, we haven't qualified in like 34 years or something. So this year we qualified without being the host country, which is rare for us. And
That's crazy.
Our team's good, but yeah, it looks like it's been a tough couple goals here. We were up 1-0 real quick. Griff is asking Komet, Njoku, or Hurst. I think I would go Njoku there.
Yeah, Njoku. I am picking up Njoku in a handful of spots because he's been good. Jacoby Brissett, not afraid to use him, but I think down the line, if this guy can maintain his pass catching role while Deshaun Watson works himself into this offense, it's an upgrade at quarterback.
Huge, yeah.
It could be like Njoku could just be that league winning diamond in the rough that's just sitting there for you to grab, and I think I'm gonna stash him for the what if factor.
Yeah,
because Deshaun will be playing next week.
Exactly.
Week 13.
All right, guys, we'll answer now with an order of who came in first, and Blair's coming in here with Olave or Palmer. Palmer coming off the big game last week. Mike Williams is out. But Olave's been so good, man. I think you got to stick with Olave, right?
I second that.
Yeah. Next, Buckstar TV. Hey, boys, never miss. Appreciate you. Happy Sunday as well. Pick one to start the flex. Had the majority of my team on Thanksgiving. Okay, he's got projected to lose by 3. Jeff Wilson Jr., Debo, DK, or Godwin. Pick one out of those, man. That's a very good team right now.
Dang, dude.
Jeff Wilson is set up for a really good game.
Raheem Mostert is out.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Debo coming out that big game, DK, geez.
So between Debo, DK, and Godwin, I would play Debo.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to.
But it's like Debo or Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, that's probably it, right? Debo or Jeff Wilson.
I think that's how you kind of have to look at the two. I mean, I'm not the biggest Jeff Wilson fan, but I do recognize the opportunity that he sees today against Houston, who that's a team on its heels. They just changed out Davis Mills, who's been their quarterback for the better part of 2 years, for Kyle Allen. They're switching things up. And Deebo Samuel was questionable to play today, although he is expected to play. I honestly think you just go with Jeff Wilson.
I think you might have,
which is crazy to think.
Yeah, very.
But
crazy.
Like this is a soft matchup for Jeff Wilson. This is a Niners team who could use a variety of weapons.
That's what I was just gonna say. So many weapons. For the Niners.
And not to say that isn't true about the Dolphins either.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
It's just if you can establish the run, we know what that does for the passing game. So I think they're not going away from Jeff Wilson. Raheem Mostert's out. I'll go Jeff Wilson.
Yeah. Cody's been stashing White for this moment, and I think a lot of us have been. He's been a guy that a favorite stash. We've been talking about it for months, since the beginning. He's been on the waiver show pretty much every week.
For a second, when I first read this, I thought you meant Mike White, and I was like, "Wow, that's a deep stash."
For real stuff. For real.
But yes, no, Rachaad White for sure. And that's the thing. Like between these two players coming into the year, Rachaad White felt like the most worthwhile stash to me. Where I was very vocal about like Dameon Pierce needs to be drafted because of the opportunity that he has. Now it got out of control and people were drafting him in the 5th round.
It turns out that it was actually a pretty good.
It was still a good value in the 5th round, but it felt crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a good moment for Rachaad White.
BC Gamer Kid, I need flex. Pick one: Jacobs, Evans, Pittman, Keenan, and Pacheco. So Jacobs came down with a late calf injury.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious it is. I'm not expecting him to be limited, but just to hedge a little bit, get some risk away, you have some really good other options.
Agreed.
So I think Mike Evans would be my pick.
I would go Mike Evans as well.
Yeah.
And it's really tempting to go with Keenan Allen because of his performance last week. But I mean, Mike Evans, on any given week, Mike Evans is a top 12 wide receiver.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I tend to agree with that.
Yeah.
Bucks are TV, different league, 14 team, full PPR, projected to win by 9. He's got Juju and DK in, and Gabe Davis already played. Pick one wide receiver and one flex. Juju, DK, Devontae Smith, Palmer, and Gus. So Juju coming back off of this concussion, he was significant, but he remains now the number one wide receiver with a banged up receiving core for the Chiefs.
Yep.
Do you think he'll be limited at all? I don't.
I mean, I haven't seen any news on him, and that's partly why I'm a little bit hesitant to go his way. I think DK is an absolute lock for you here.
Right.
It comes down to, like, for me, Juju, Devontae Smith, and Palmer. I'm not playing Gus Edwards.
I
today.
think we'll just wait and see there at the running back position for the Ravens.
So Devontae Smith going up against the Green Bay Packers. We've seen Devontae Smith be a little bit hot and cold, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
But the Green Bay Packers giving up the 10th fewest fantasy points to opposing wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that will hold true against one of the better offenses in the league, but they are struggling. Their passing game has struggled as of late. So I could see the Eagles really rely on the run game, rely on Jalen Hurts a little bit, which could kind of phase Devontae Smith out. I don't want that to happen, but I could see it. But I think it's DK, and I think I'm just going to stay away from Devontae Smith. So between Juju and Palmer, and I'd probably lean the Juju side for, how soft that matchup is for the Chiefs. So DK, Juju, let's just hope Juju is back to form.
Yep, I tend to agree with that.
It's a tough one.
Another BC Gamer Kid question here. Need a flex? No, we already did that one.
Correct, we did.
Kyler or Tua? I think I gotta stick with Tua here.
Tua.
Yeah. It's a great matchup. Jeff McGarry, pick 3. Full PPR. Kamara, Amari Cooper, Najee Harris, Samaje Perine. Right now I'm thinking about Perine over Cooper because of the weather. That would be a bold start. I don't know if I'm willing to really go there yet with Samaje. Mixon being out, he'll get the opportunities, but Amari's been so good. I don't think the weather's going to have a huge impact on the game. Apparently, it's going to be a little bit windy, but nothing too significant in Cleveland here.
No, I tend to agree with you. It's good. It's honestly probably going to be close between Harris and Perine. I know Najee Harris had one of his best games of the year last week.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he's like a back end RB2.
Right.
And I think the upside for Samaje Perine is, mid 2 to low end 1, if he can do what he did last week.
Yeah. Well, if he does what he did in last week, he's the top 5 or top 1.
Yeah, I mean, without the touchdowns, just on workload alone, I think he presents that upside. So,
yeah.
Najee Harris going up against the Colts, or Perine against the Titans.
Tough defense and against Tennessee. Kamara has been he's been sick, I guess. Mm-hmm. San Francisco's a tough defense. Kamara is one of the most frustrating running backs to own this year, I think, because we know he's got the big games in him, but he just has been very average more often than not. I don't own him in too many leagues, so that's just going off of perception, really, to be honest with you. But I still think he's a top 20 running back. He's ahead of Najee and Samaje.
Yeah, I think sure. Kamara and Cooper are locks for me. It comes down to Harris and Perine. The Tennessee Titans are top 5 against opposing fantasy running backs, so that's not great, but the opportunity might be enough to sort of outweigh that. So between Najee and Perine, it feels like you should go Harris, but I wouldn't knock you for going Perine. I think there's concerns for both. I think there's upsides for both. But I'll let you make that decision, Jeff. But Kamara and Cooper are in my lineup if I'm you, for sure. Yeah.
Rachaad White should break out today. Sure hope so.
I hope so.
Sleep coming in. Yes, it's a busy show already. You can tell, like I said earlier, it's it's the grind to get in the playoffs. This is where you got to make your run right now. The trade deadline's over. The only place that people to start is from your waiver wire and your bench. So should
How
be a
many
fun
likes are
show.
we at? How many likes are we at right now?
Not enough. Only 14 likes. We got 26 people watching. Toss a like on the video. It helps the show a lot. It's obviously free to do.
I need at least 38 likes right now.
Love that. Let's get
it. For the temperature of my face. 38 degrees Celsius, aka 101 Fahrenheit. I'm grinding. I need likes, please.
So Lazard going up against a tough Philly defense, or Marquise Brown coming off of IR. Sleek, this is one of those gross questions that I hate to answer. I haven't really been. I go through hot and cold streaks of my confidence level in Alan Lazard. As a Green Bay Packers fan, Mac, what do you do with a guy like this? Like, I think you have to start Lazard. He's the number one wide receiver in Green Bay still, target wise. But Marquise Brown was a top 5 wide receiver before he was injured.
I know. It's just, I think there's too many variables with Marquise Brown. I think it's like he's coming back from injury. What is he going to look like? What's his current status? Is he going to be on a pitch count or not? Will Kyler Murray be able to, play up to his potential? Like, I think there's just so many variables that are out of your control. Whereas like Alan Lazard, he's going to play, he's going to be the primary target. And Aaron Rodgers is apparently playing through a thumb injury that he probably shouldn't be, but that's not going to change anything. He's been playing at this caliber with this injury. So I mean, it's fine. I think Lazard is the safer and more predictable play, and I think Marquise Brown represents a multitude of outcomes. So and one of those is probably a 0. So I'll just go Alan Lazard.
Mark Hill coming in with the super chat. Very much appreciate you supporting
Cheers.
every single week, Mark. I very much thank you so much. It's not much, but it means a lot to us. And of course, he's got a Rachaad White question.
Hey,
pick 2 running backs. Rachaad White are 2 absolute studs, Chubb and McCaffrey. Mark, I assume we'll just assume it's a half PPR league.
Sure.
For argument's sake. Is there any way you get away from Chubb or McCaffrey?
This is like having 2 loaded rifles in one hand, and then in the other hand having a really good bow and arrow. Right? You're like,
at least a crossbow.
Yeah, like a crossbow. Like, both of these can do absolute damage, but which one am I going to rely on long term? And it's like, well, the rifles will do the most damage, so I should just choose the rifle. But it's like, oh, the bow, I just bought it, and it's like so cool. It's got arrows, and like Rachaad White is the bow
analogy. Yeah,
and Chubb and McCaffrey are the rifles, and you pick.
You can still
bring a bow to a gunfight.
The rifle you can still miss.
You can miss.
You can still miss.
The likelihood of that happening, though.
But if all 3 hit, you're gonna do more damage with the rifles. What an analogy!
That's when your brain's in a microwave, these are the things that you come up with.
Wow, Tony, thanks for the super chat, Mark. Every single week, we very much appreciate you. Tony Two Tone is tired of waiting around, so wants to give us a super chat. Thank you so much. Full PPR, I need 2 RBs and 1 flex. Okay. Travis Etienne, Jeff Wilson Jr., Rachaad White, and Godwin. Jeez. Here we go. Godwin, Mr. PPR himself, had a good week before his bye.
Mm-hmm.
But, I
think you start all 3 running backs.
Yeah.
I love Chris Godwin. I'm a huge fan.
Major stan.
But Rachaad White's getting past catching work. He's getting all the opportunity now with Fournette out. Mm-hmm. I know they did activate Gio Bernard, but he hasn't done anything since they signed him a season and a half ago. So Etienne, great spot. Jeff Wilson, even better spot. Rachaad White. I think he just like out touches Godwin. You know?
Yeah, you're probably right. And the year of Chris Godwin has been, for the most part, very disappointing. A lot of short area passes, like a PPR machine, but like not getting any yards. If he doesn't get that long touchdown last week, you're probably disappointed again. But I mean, you can't of course he got it.
Sure.
So yeah, I think you start the running backs. It's crazy in a full PPR league to do that, but I think Jeff Wilson has a chance to just have a massive game.
I hope he has a big game. I really do.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Claire.
Yes.
Close matchup, projected to lose by 6.5 PPR. Lamb and Ramondre already played. So who do I sit? Debo or Waddle?
Oh, no.
Could play both, but I'd have to sit JT or Walker to open the flex.
What a team.
And I don't think you can do that, Claire. Yeah, I mean, so Ramondre had a great game. I know Lamb had a bundle of catches. Did he get into the end zone? Remind me.
Ramondre didn't have a great game. I don't think.
No. He had like over 100 all-purpose yards and receptions. He was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he put up 20 on me in a league.
Okay, good.
Vet that for me. I can do that. I'll vet it. I know he had a good week.
Here's Debo and Waddle are in very similar situations, Claire. Elite offenses and tons of weapons. So the game script could just be that neither of them
so he was 7 for 36 on the ground and 9 for 76 through the air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
9 receptions.
10 targets, 9 receptions.
Whew. That's huge. That saves his day.
Big time. I'm curious to see where you go here because I have my answer. And I don't love it, but I've got it.
I think I start Waddle.
Same.
So instead Debo.
I think just any injury concern or questionable tag, even though they don't really mean anything because people are questionable every single week. But
yeah,
when it's like, oh, he's expected to play, like what if on the off chance he doesn't play? And now you just feel like you gave up a top 5 option for another top 5 option.
It's hard to, he looks so good when he touches the ball. Like it's like no one can stop him, no one can tackle him.
Yep.
But if
you can't sit JT or Ken Walker. You just can't.
I don't think so. And if it's a McCaffrey game, a Kittle game, like anything can happen. Oh, I need to plug in my computer here.
I'll go Waddle there, Claire.
Yeah.
Herbert or Tua? I'm going to start Tua.
I think I'm going to start Tua as well.
Hey, am I crazy for starting Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones?
No, not crazy.
I lost my top 2 wide receivers and picked up Allen Robinson, which is out. My last pickup, which is Nico Collins.
I would start Amari and Donovan Peoples-Jones for sure.
Yeah, I would start 2 Browns. Yeah, no problem.
Yep, you're fine.
We love you too, Paz. Did we get this one? Yes, I think we did, right?
Yeah, I think so, yep.
Beautiful. Kamara or Najee in a full PPR?
I think I'm still sticking with Kamara.
Yeah, I am as well. Treylon Burks, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk in the flex. Pick one.
Olave for me.
Agreed. Brandon also says, I want to play Najee after the past few weeks, but I'm not sure if he's worth starting over Aaron Jones or Kamara. This is a full PPR.
Yeah, we just kind of answered that question. We're going Kamara over Najee, but I mean, it's not that crazy to sit down Kamara. He has an illness, so maybe he's limited. I don't know. Like you're taking a lot of kind of leaps of like what could happen in that game, but Kamara has the big game in him. Najee, I don't think has 2 consecutive big games in him.
No, I tend to agree. Aaron Jones is somebody who I've been very high on all year, and at any given moment he can have that, massive game. He showed it, a couple times already this year. So I'll play him. I'll play Kamara. Najee for the most part's been disappointing.
Mark Hill coming in with another super chat.
Let's go.
It's a funny question because we got Taylor Heineke or Rachaad White in a super flex position.
Ooh. Okay. I like the Commanders to win today, and I
they've
think
looked,
that comes with a little Heineke magic.
yeah,
So I'll always pick the quarterback.
take the quarterback.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right. Against Atlanta, they've got a good, like, he's probably a top 20 quarterback, which means he's probably good for about 18 to 20 points. Um,
I mean,
maybe
the
six.
the baseline here is like, can Taylor Heineke get 20
Contest.
completions, 200
Yeah,
yards, 250 yards, and maybe a
yeah,
touchdown or two? Like,
yeah,
if that's your expectation, then I think you play him.
yeah.
If you're
We
afraid he can't do that, then put in Rachaad White.
Our check is in the mail. Appreciate you, Mark.
That's fine.
If all the new people coming in here, we do answer every single question. If you do want to jump the line, you can throw us a super chat. But while you're here, come and hang out with the boys. Mac is battling a sickness. I'm also pretty sick as well, but better than Mac, which,
Yeah.
I mean,
I also want to know in the comments here, what's your favorite flavor of Gatorade? Because I have had probably 12, 12
yeah.
to 15 Gatorades in the past 3 days. Um, I mean, mine's lemon lime. I think lemon lime is just undefeated.
Okay. Yep.
Second is blue. But like I know in the States there are a bajillion flavors. I
Right.
actually looked it up. There are 70 flavors,
Oh,
to
gosh.
be exact. It's a lot. But let me know, what's your favorite Gatorade?
So I actually like the I'll go Gatorade Zero, and I like the pink flavor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. G Zero. G Zero I'm a fan of. When I'm on the golf course, that's what I usually order.
No, like I get it for the less sugar. It's
Mhm.
definitely better for you. I don't know that it tastes better though.
Yeah, I like it. I like the taste. I like
Yeah,
the taste.
yeah.
Where are we? We just answered Claire's.
I believe we are at Matthew Mescal.
Okay, here we go.
Lockett, Sutton, full PPR. Lockett projected 1 point higher.
Yeah, I think I would
Lockett
go
or
lock it.
Sutton? Oh man, Jerry Judy's still out.
Yep.
I don't know if he came up on the report,
I mentioned
but
him. I think he is out.
Jerry Judy is out.
Mhm.
It's just Russell Wilson, man. He's been so disappointing. You talk about somebody who you shouldn't have built your team around this year. Turns out Russell Wilson was that guy, and I didn't know that because I have a couple teams with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So I'll go Lockett as well. Even though I think Sutton is the better receiver, I think he's just in such a bad situation.
We've got some fierce grape. Lemon lime is the goat.
You know what it is.
Yeah, yellow's the classic. Pedialyte. LOL. No Gatorade. Okay. Yeah, feel you.
Did you know there's Gator Light?
Gator. Never heard Gator Light.
Yeah, it's like the Pedialyte version of the Gatorade makes.
Okay. Okay. Hard to
Yeah.
beat. Cool Blue. Yeah. Riptide Rush, says
See,
Alex.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. The States has some flavors.
Yeah.
A blue is a second favorite. I do like the frost blue as well. I think it's called like glacier freeze or something like that.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
good.
so after the news that Trevor Siemian suffered an injury in pregame warm-ups, now it's Nathan Peterman starting for the Bears. If you have if the New York Jets are somehow available on your waiver wire,
5 picks, baby. Here it
you
comes.
should go ahead and pick them up.
Nathan Peterman
Yeah.
is still in the league. Do you remember when
Um,
he threw the 5 picks
I
in the
do.
first half for the Buffalo Bills?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
I do. I do.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Let's get to Michael's question here. Pick one and flex one. Full PPR. ETN, White, Watson, Olave, and Murray.
Oh, only pick one and flex one. I think I would want to go Etienne and Olave, but it's hard
Agreed.
to. What is Etienne? They have a tough matchup today, right? Who do the Jags play?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I do not remember. I could look it up real quick.
Yeah, so they play the Ravens.
Yes, that's right.
But I'm still gonna go with Travis Etienne, and then between White and Olave in a full PPR league, I think Olave should see more work. No, he won't see more work, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. San Francisco's defense has been very good. However, they are susceptible to the pass. They've been beaten downfield. That secondary has been struggling. They are injured. I still like Chris Olave. I like him to do what he does. And currently on the year, he is the wide receiver 13. He has disappointed you, once or twice throughout the entire fantasy season, and also, helps completely win you games.
Yeah.
Weeks, I should say. So I'm going to go with Olave.
The floor play is White, but
yeah, the floor play is White.
Yeah.
Do we want to play for the floor, Landon, or do we want to win?
No. Yeah. If you're projected to lose or something, Michael, go with Olave for the ceiling. If you're like a heavy favorite or something, all you need is 10 to 16 points kind of thing. I think that's Rachaad White.
Yep. Also, Denver, Miami, or Jets defense. I think we're going Jets.
It's going Jets now. I like Denver, but I mean, you also have to turnovers could happen for Russell
with Nathan Peterman.
No, Russell. Like you have to rely on like Russell and company not to turn the ball over it and the opposing.
Pick 2 for the PPR flex: Kamara, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin.
Has Keenan Allen jumped Godwin in your mind?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll go with Kamara and Godwin. It's a full PPR league, so still Godwin with the amount of volume he gets. I still have confidence that he'll perform for you. So I'll go Godwin. I'll go Kamara.
Yeah.
Congrats, Cody. 9-2. Clinch that playoff spot. That's fantastic. We already got this question from Claire.
Yep.
Let's go to Austin. Foreman, Pacheco, and Patterson at the flex. Pick one, I guess.
I'll probably go Pacheco.
Pacheco for me as well.
Yeah.
I agree, Cody. They do not have to run the ball. They run it at about 30% clip compared to their passing throughout the course of the season. But Isaiah Pacheco, 15 carries, over 100 yards. Clyde's on the shelf. It's a 2-back system, and he's getting the primary looks. So this is a team that just gets to the goal line a ton. And at any point, they could just hand it off to him for 6. And if your running back gets 6, you're in a good spot. So I'll just take the upside on Pacheco getting into the paint.
I think so too.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a tough one.
Yeah, we got some. I mean, if you're in leagues that still have trading, that's great. So he's got trading away Dameon Pierce and Tyler Lockett for Jeff Wilson and Chris Godwin.
I'll take the Jeff Wilson, Chris Godwin side.
Yeah, I think so too. And maybe that's a little bit recency bias with Dameon Pierce letting us down, but I think that's a good trade.
Higgins or Godwin rest of season, who would you rather have?
Probably still Higgins.
Yeah, I agree. Palmer, Pickens, or Lizard?
Palmer, Pickens, or Lizard? I think it might be Palmer.
I'm between Palmer and Pickens there.
Yeah.
And I'll probably go Palmer.
I had a guy in a standard league drop Deontay Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Only to pick up backup defensive players. Wild times. And I get that Deontay's been bad, especially in non-PPR leagues, but
yeah, he's killing me in a couple spots.
Yeah.
It's just the whole Pittsburgh offense.
Mm-hmm.
I know that George Pickens has popped the last couple weeks. Between Palmer and Pickens, Chris, is where I would go. I wouldn't play Allen Lazard if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Half PPR, Connor or Jeff Wilson, and AJ Brown versus DeAndre Hopkins. Alex, why can we not play more of these players?
So it's for me, it's Jeff Wilson over James Conner, but I do think Connor gets in the end zone again against a really bad
Yeah.
defense for the Chargers.
If James Conner doesn't get into the end zone, he'll likely be disappointed.
Yeah.
So I will go Jeff Wilson. If I had to choose between AJ Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, I would pick DeAndre Hopkins, who's been an animal since he returned. AJ Brown's been on a little bit of a disappearing act, a little bit banged up as well. And Hopkins has been so good. So I'll just go with Hopkins, although I'd like to play them both.
Yeah, AJ Brown, man, he's very disappointing. I think like a part of me just wants to stay the course with AJ Brown
You have to.
and just you'll never get his big games if you sit him down for
Correct.
these random games where after disappointing. So yeah, tough one. I think
Streaming a tight end in a full PPR. Logan Thomas, Noah Fant, Evan Ingram, Taysom Hill. Pick one. My pick is going to be Evan Ingram.
I kind of lean that way as well. Even though I did a video to sit him down this week, I still think that's where I go.
Given
there's
these
a couple
options,
tight
right?
ends in Seattle that get used, but he's the only one really that gets used. I mean, Taysom Hill's been in at quarterback lately, so
I mean the upside and the unknown results for Taysom Hill are what intrigue you to start him on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, but he puts up zeros and ones.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
it can be 0 quite easily. So and it can also be 32 when he runs in 2 touchdowns and passes for 1, and it's just like, why didn't I see this coming?
But against San Francisco, it's a tough game, man. It's a really tough game. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Lockett or Rachaad White in a full PPR. I would go with Rachaad White.
Sure. Yep.
Cordero Patterson or Kyron Williams.
I'm going Patterson. Yeah.
Standard league, ETN or Jeff Wilson Jr.
I think I still have to stay ETN, but man, it feels like you can't sit Jeff Wilson this week.
I know. Full PPR pick 2, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman, Chris Godwin, Rachaad White.
Full PPR. I think I go. I like Michael Pittman this week, but it's hard to go away from Aaron Jones and Rachaad White, isn't it?
It's tough. Yeah, we'll go back and forth on this one all day. I think Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, or Aaron Jones, Rachaad White is a lot of fun. But yeah, I'd sit Pittman down.
Yeah, I like Pittman this week. I think this is a good week for him. I just can't project that. That's just more of a gut feeling, Sleek, more than a true projection.
Chiefs, Commanders, or Broncos DST?
Going Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs are low key a good stash rest of season.
Yeah, I made a mistake and I wasn't paying attention. I started the Patriots while the Chiefs were still in waivers. Like bad move by me.
Yeah, that hurts. McKinnon or Garrett Wilson today?
I think I like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Debo or Evans? PPR, full PPR with the Cleveland weather game to be considered here. I'm going to go with Mike Evans.
I still like Mike Evans, but if you're really concerned about the weather, then you kind of answered your own question. Then go with Debo.
Yeah,
I'm
at
not
the end of the day,
concerned with it, but like if you do think that there's a big difference there, you just go with Debo because it's a good secondary choice.
Exactly. Good morning.
Good
Two-part, Najee or Jeff Wilson, and Rachaad White over Sutton, definitely, right?
Yeah. Wilson and Rachaad White.
Agreed.
Yep.
Full PPR, flex, Jalen Waddle or Michael Carter?
Jalen Waddle. Yeah.
But James Robinson, a healthy scratch today.
After trading for him?
I don't. Maybe he's like just somehow tied to Zach Wilson. Like, you know how when you were a kid and one of your buddies did something stupid and then you got like kind of roped in to the principal's office because you were just with him?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's James Robinson and Zach Wilson. Like Robert Saleh just saw them hanging out after the game, and he's like, 1, 2, like, you're gone. Next game. And James Robinson's like, what did I do?
But low-key, Michael Carter is really good with Mike White. Like he checks down a lot. He was really good last year when Mike White played. So I think Michael Carter's in for a good game. But
Not like Jeff Wilson is, though.
No, not like Jeff Wilson is. But I think he's a very good start this week.
Would you go Curtis Samuel or Darnell Mooney with no Fields in a full PPR league?
I think I've been on the record. I don't like Curtis Samuel, but I think that this is a good place just to start him. He got in the end zone last week. Yeah, you're good with Curtis Samuel.
You like him more than Darnell Mooney, and so do I this week.
Yeah.
Should I drop Foreman for White? Yes, you should.
Yep, I think so. It sounds like you're in a pretty shallow league, Alex. So, yeah, I'm good dropping Foreman.
Also, Deonta Foreman clearly is only elite against the Atlanta Falcons. Seems and like no one else.
Yeah.
In a half PPR, no chance I need to fire it up. Rachaad White over ETN in a tough matchup, right? Agreed. You don't have to do that at all. You should play Travis Etienne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Tyler, flex one in a PPR. Juju, Rachaad White, Olave, P. Ryan, DJ Moore.
How about these all? Rachaad White was the perfect thumbnail today.
I think you should play Rachaad White. And if you're still hesitant, I think Chris Olave is a nice secondary choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be between White and Olave. DJ Moore shows no reason for you to start him, especially with Sam Darnold. Yuck. P. Ryan got some opportunity, but at the end of the day, I don't think as nice as Rachaad White. Got a tougher matchup. And then Juju's coming back from injury, so there's some question marks there. So between White and Olave.
We got a super flex. Baby
super
Skywalker.
Chat, you mean?
Super chat. Yeah, super flex. Questionable Debo or Kamara versus the San Francisco defense. Let's talk this one through. We saw Debo kind of get some work on the sideline last week. It looked like his calf, but they didn't need him to come back and play. Had a massive game. Kamara has an illness as well, Baby Skywalker. So technically they're both questionable, and I would go Debo Samuel in a better matchup, I think.
It's close, man. I'm debating the other side. I think if I can just recall my experience for the last couple of days, if his illness is anything like mine, you don't want to move. How like MJ did the flu game, feeling like this. Wild.
Yeah.
I think Debo has the ability to overcome whatever's plaguing him. If it's an illness, it's a lot tougher. So I'll pick the Debo side. The only point of concern as well is that, like we said earlier, there's like so many other guys on this team that can just pick up the slack, you know?
Yeah.
So whether it's McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, George Kittle we've seen get involved, Brandon Ayuk having big games. Like there's a lot of guys that can get it done. Doesn't have to be Debo.
Yeah.
But I'll still take Debo.
Just a reminder to toss a like on the video. We do get to every single question. So I see Tony, Griff, Gary McCord, April coming in the chat. We will get your questions. If you do want your question answered right away, toss a super chat in there, just like Baby Skywalker did, and we'll get to your question right away. But we will, regardless, answer your question either way. So we appreciate the support. Remember, toss a like on the video, share it out to your friends. We'd really appreciate it if we're trying to grow here to 2,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers. So sharing us out really helps us out.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Don't you know? Where are we here?
Where are we is right.
I think we're at Stewart, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Stewart, good evening. Our Thanksgiving was actually a couple weeks ago, Stewart. We're like almost a month behind American Thanksgiving. But my week was awful, and Landon's, I think, a little bit better. But hopefully yours was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming by every single week. Hoping the Eagles will offer me a pick-me-up after the 0-0 draw. Yeah, on Friday.
Yeah. That's like felt like a loss to you guys. It felt like a win for the US.
Yeah, Stewart's from England.
Yeah.
And it's a tough draw against the United States. Probably
Because you're
one
one
of
of
the
the
most
best teams in
toxic
the world.
environments I've ever seen.
And the
People
media is hard
chanting
on that football team, right? Like the media just if England doesn't show up, like they just destroy you guys.
it's everything.
Yeah.
You got the American fans chanting it's called soccer. I mean, it's just the toxicity levels were crazy.
Yeah.
Simple one this week: Eagles or Commanders defense.
Ooh, Eagles going up against your Green Bay Packers in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And so we did think that who was it? Who's their elite defensive end? He's not going to play today for the Commanders. His name's
are you talking about Chase Young?
Chase Young is not going to play.
I did see that.
I would just go Eagles. It's just a better defense.
I did see something shocking that was like the Commanders are one of the worst teams in the league at like I can't even speak right now. Turnover rate. Like they're not forcing turnovers. Atlanta Falcons, a team that just like continues to surprise us. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Atlanta Falcons just came out and blew the doors off this game and won in some crazy fashion, like they have been.
They run the ball a lot. So, like I've said in previous lives, that's not good for a defense. You need turnovers and sacks. So, I think the chances of Green Bay trying to force things and tips from the Green Bay receivers, like I think that's a higher chance of giving you.
My only rebuttal to that is I have more faith in the Packers to show up than I do the Falcons.
The chances of Green Bay scoring 35 points to the Falcons is like, it's not even close. Green Bay can do that. The Falcons can't.
Yeah.
But so the range.
I would be picking the Commanders. I wish there was maybe some other options for you, Stuart.
Yeah.
But I would go Commanders. Eagles have been a really good defense. I just don't know that you want to play that game against Rodgers. But we'll see.
Nathan T. Trade Saquon for ETN straight up.
Poof. I just don't understand why you would want to do this. It feels very lateral at best. ETN has more pass catching work, and it feels like I don't know what they're doing in New York right now with what was the one guy's name that they got the ball, but they've been using Burrito a lot. What was the other guy's name? Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I know they're just doing it to change up the pace and get, fresh look or use Saquon as a decoy, but like Saquon's your best player, man. You got to get him the ball. I don't know what side I prefer, Nathan. I think, to be honest, I wouldn't make this trade. I would stick with whoever you have. But if you just want to change the scenery, like go for it. But Saquon Barkley's been really, really solid.
Yeah.
Did we get this one?
He gave us a super chat.
Oh, that's right. Cool. P. Ryan, Watson, Pickens, half PPR.
I think I just go Samaje for the volume he's projected to get.
Yeah, it's kind of where I was too.
Yeah.
Ravi wanting to know Njoku or Dulcich.
I think I go with
Njoku.
Yeah, I think that's where I was leaning.
Alberto, again, a healthy scratch today.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Drowsy is asking about Rachaad White and Travis Etienne, and I would still go Travis Etienne, but it's not. It's crazy. It's not crazy to go White, but I'm still going Travis.
Should I stream a defense every week instead of starting the Rams defense?
I would not start the Rams this week. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
If you could have picked up Yeah, the Rams aren't good enough to just close your eyes and start each week. There's been good ones off waiver wires. The Chiefs, for example, and on the other side, it's probably like the number 1, number 2 defense of the week. A couple weeks ago, we added Baltimore. They've got a good schedule. I think you have to stream defenses. I don't know if there's any plug and play defenses week in and week out.
I think too, the other thing is, we don't take into consideration if the Rams offense is going to struggle like we project it will. No Matthew Stafford potentially the rest of the season. Cooper Kupp out for the rest of the season. Allen Robinson not playing. They're struggling with their running backs. They've got a rookie and they've got Cam Akers who doesn't want to play for the team. If the offense can't move the football, that means the defense can't stay off the field. And so if the defense is on the field for more time than normal, there's going to be a level of fatigue that sets in mentally, physically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of staying away from the Rams at all costs. I know they were a very formidable defense for the last couple of years, but I think there's a point in time where everything changes, and there's factors here that could affect their ability to be good. So
absolutely. We have another super chat. Tony coming in here. Lawrence or Rodgers? Great one for Mac here. And then Garrett Wilson or Christian Watson. Another. We got Green Bay's options here.
Trevor Lawrence, number 1.
Yeah.
I don't think has anybody been starting Rodgers all year. If you have, it's probably a mistake.
It's been tough. He's had a couple good games, but
the offense has been running through Aaron Jones, which is great. It's not the Aaron Rodgers we've been accustomed to the last decade. So Trevor Lawrence still top 12 option. I know he's got a tougher matchup against the Ravens, but so does Rodgers against the Eagles. I'll go with Trevor Lawrence there. And then between Wilson and Watson, I'll go with Wilson again for the reasons that I think Watson, without the touchdown efficiency that he showed the last 2 games, is disappointing for you. So I know for me to start Christian Watson, I either need to be in a desperate circumstance where I have nobody else, or I just need a big game. I'm a big dog and I need to get a guy that can, get 2-3 touchdowns, which Watson has the ability, but I would be playing him with the understanding that he can potentially give me, a handful of points and not really help me at all.
I completely agree with Mac. If Christian Watson got 10 targets, you'd go that way, but I think Garrett Wilson actually does with Mike White there.
Right, exactly.
So that's where I lean. The path to 4K, we're almost there, guys. We're not almost there. We're a long way there, but anything could help.
We're like 15 past 3,000, and it's like, hey, guys, we're almost to 4,000.
Yeah.
I love the optimism.
Yeah.
For all my people in the chat who said yellow, shout out to you guys. Lemon Lime, the GOAT.
Shout out. We have... Where are we here?
I think we're at JD.
JD. Aaron Jones or Chris Godwin, standard PPR. So I assume that's a PPR league.
I go Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think we've seen those big games out of Aaron Jones. He's one of those guys that you need to start each and every week so you get those big games. He disappoints you sometimes, but he can have you a 30-point game. It's just in his range of outcomes. Yes, it's a tough defense, but they're going to lean on him in the passing game as well. They need to. So
sorry, we missed Phillips here.
Yep.
Pierce, Kirk, Juju, or Mike Evans?
Mike Evans.
I agree. Evans, then Pierce.
If you're concerned with the weather, Phillip, I'm fine going with the running back, but
Braden coming in. Urgency. Rachaad White or Nick Chubb?
I will go with Nick Chubb.
Shocker.
The Tampa Bay defense hasn't been as good as previous years.
Wife is interested in the channel now. She's loving the Gatorade talk.
Hey, love it.
Shout out to Gary.
We can talk all kinds of stuff. Just give us some topics and we'll just kind of shoot the shit with everyone.
Kaepernick can't get a job, but Peterman is in the league still. It's a
That
very
is
valid point.
that's a very valid point. Yeah.
John said in a full PPR, he's projected to win by 13. Need both a wide receiver and a flex out of Wilson, Watson, London, and Kamara. Can you play Drake London anymore?
No, I don't think you can. He got in the end zone, and yes, with Kyle Pitts going out on IR, that sure helps. But I don't think you can play him. So wide receiver and flex, we're going Kamara and Garrett Wilson, I think.
I agree. I think just knowing that you are a favorite, John, makes it a little bit easier for us. But yeah, I would play Garrett Wilson with almost a little bit of confidence because some of his bigger games in the beginning of the year came with Mike White, came with Joe Flacco.
Yep.
You know, guys not named Zach Wilson.
Yes, we are.
Madeline wants to know if we think Josh Jacob plays today.
I think he does. I think there's you could oh gosh, sorry, I'm just distracted by the Croatia game. We're getting destroyed.
I'm distracted by Griff calling Gatorade Zero a war crime.
Oh, come on. Come on. And it's not strawberry kiwi. It's like berry.
No. He's saying his favorite is strawberry kiwi.
Okay.
And that Gatorade Zero is a crime.
Man, as you get older, you need to get away from the sugar.
Yeah, just like if we're talking taste.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, hey, I made this cake. It's got no sugar, no flour, no dairy. It's really good for you. Like, how does it taste? And you're like, well, if I'm picking by taste, give me the cake.
Or Matt, it's like gluten-free pizza or something. It's
no,
it's still
not
pizza.
Even pizza.
It's still pizza, and there's still cheese on it and stuff. But it's
crazy.
It's good for
people that are like, oh,
pizza.
Here's the cauliflower crust. Do you like that? Like, no, I don't. Don't give me that ever, please. It's gross.
I do think, Josh Jacobs will play. I think if you want to get away from Josh Jacobs, it's easy to do so because of his injury. But
can you get
gonna play him?
If Josh Jacobs didn't play, would you pick up Zamir White? Or
I picked him up in a couple spots when the injury came up.
Would you play him, or is it just a stash?
Just a stash, just to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Start, sit, full PPR. Defensive question: Jets or Dolphins?
Jets. Go Jets. Go.
Steelers or Ravens on defense today?
I think I like the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, tough matchup against the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has been known to get a little loose here and there.
He can get a little loose, yeah.
I'll go Ravens. Deontay Johnson or Treylon Burks? Gotta go Treylon Burks.
I think you just gotta go Treylon. Yeah. And standard scoring. Yeah, so Deontay hasn't gotten the end zone. Like, he's been bad in non-PPR leagues. So yeah, go Treylon Burks for the upside.
Let's see if we can get a couple more likes on the video. Appreciate you guys coming by.
Busy day today. A lot of fun. 20 minutes till kickoff.
We got a Rachaad White or Aaron Jones in a full PPR question. I'm feeling Rachaad, man. I'm feeling Aaron Jones, man. But you do you.
Yeah. If
you're feeling it,
if you're
follow that gut.
Don't let us persuade you to play Aaron Jones if you don't want to. We've talked about him a lot, so if you like our reasoning behind why we're starting Aaron Jones, go for it. But yeah, totally.
We've got Jets D or KC D.
Both are so good. I think you just go Jets now, don't you?
Yeah, with Nathan Peterman playing.
But we also have a backup for the Rams, so I don't know. Like, which defense is better? It's the Jets, I think.
But Nathan Peterman,
I know
there's a certain je ne sais quoi that comes with Nathan Peterman. I mean, you might as well just say interception machine. Synonyms.
Yep.
Njoku or Dulcich this week? Full PPR. There's a lot of rain in the Cleveland game. I mean, here's the thing. You don't need me to sit here and tell you, oh yeah, Njoku in the rain will be fine. If you're concerned by the rain, just go with Dulcich.
Yeah, I say that a lot.
You know,
When
like
people give me a reason why not to start a player, I think that's typically the way you should go.
I mean, we've seen weather impact games before, and we've seen weather just not have as much impact as we've thought. The thing is, weather's unpredictable. So if you like the game script, follow that. If you just want to get away from any potential weather variables, just go with the cleaner game. So go with Dulcich.
Yeah, Dulcich has been. He's good.
Yep.
He's a good player.
April
Problem
coming
is he
through.
has Russell Wilson.
Torn with Debo if he's playing today, or to start Kirk or Godwin instead.
You have good alternatives if Debo is limited. So that's another example of I'm worried about Debo. He's a stud. We saw him play this last week. Like he's like why you drafted him that high.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of options and weapons for the 49ers. And you have two good other options. Christian Kirk has been very safe. He's been good. I still don't quite believe in the talent. Like talent-wise, Debo was miles ahead of Christian Kirk.
Yes. The only problem is both of your better options, or, equal options, play at 1:00, whereas Debo plays at 4:25.
Yeah.
So you got to make that decision now if you're going to start one of them over him. Yeah. And, if you think for any second, April, that Debo's not going to play, just go with Kirk or Godwin. And look, like Christian Kirk's been a top 10 wide receiver all year. Clearly, he's probably the favorite here to be in your lineup. Chris Godwin, though, if this is a full PPR league, has been serviceable. So I don't think you have poor, choices in lieu of Debo. But I think if you're going to make that decision, you got to do it now.
Yep. So again, with the weather there in Cleveland, you can just go Kirk and not worry about it.
Yep. Drake London or Gus Edwards for the flex in a standard scoring league.
Man, I would like to sit Gus Edwards down.
I'm going to start him over Drake London though.
Yeah. If like that one game he came back and looked awesome, and it looked like Kenyon Drake was behind, and then people started Gus Edwards the next week, and he got hurt, and it's been very frustrating. Yeah, standard scoring, no PPR, Delta Blade. I think Gus Edwards might be okay.
Let's try to maybe double time, get some
time here. Yeah,
get some catch up here.
Yeah,
Foreman or P Ryan at half PPR.
P Ryan.
You got it.
Gibson, Pacheco, Garrett Wilson, or London need a flex. I would go with
Pacheco.
Keep going.
Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, Garrett Wilson, or Christian Watson.
We got that one from Tony.
That was a super.
Yeah,
that's right. Standard projected to win: Debo, Godwin, Burks, or Terry.
Debo. Or Terry. Yeah. Terry might be a good one. There.
Terry's definitely okay. I think I would. Let's just rank them in order. I have full conviction that Debo's going to be fine and he'll play and I'll play him. I would go Debo, Terry, Godwin, Burks.
Yep, same.
Half PPR, Keenan or Amari Cooper.
All this rain talk starting to worry me a little bit, to be honest. I would go Amari if the weather was okay. But I think going Keenan's fine there to get away from the weather.
Would we play Pittman or Garrett Wilson? Standard league, expected to lose.
I would go Pittman, I think.
I would as well.
Yeah.
Gesicki or Foster Moreau in a full PPR? I will go with Moreau.
Yeah, you're hoping for a touchdown there. Easy.
Yep. Anthony Yelling. Cordero Patterson or Devontae Smith for my flex in a half PPR.
I would go with Devontae Smith.
That one's really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
We do. We need something, seriously.
What in the world?
Have you watched Ted Lasso? Man, it's so good.
No, I haven't yet.
It's so good.
Stewart said, yeah, media weren't kind after that win, but a win over the Whales will appease them. Win for you puts you through 2, so good luck. Also didn't know your Thanksgiving was a different time for you guys. Yeah, hey, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
We also don't do Thanksgiving the way that the States does. Like,
It's not a holiday for us.
yeah, like I remember going to school in the States and like getting the week off. Like classes were shut down, school was shut down. I got to come home. It was wild. And we just have like a Friday. Do we have Friday, Monday for Thanksgiving? Yeah. Friday off, Monday off. It's like a 4-day thing
Right.
over the weekend. So not quite the same.
No.
Devontae Smith or Samaje Perine in a full PPR.
Ooh, that's another. I mean, we know that the Green Bay defense is good against wide receivers. I think I might just go Samaje for the volume.
Yeah, same. There's a part of me that thinks Devontae Smith could disappear a little bit in this game, but I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
White over Jones in PPR, right? What Jones are we talking about?
I was thinking Aaron Jones.
Then no.
Yeah, we still like Aaron Jones. He's one of those guys that he can disappoint, but he also has those big 30-point games. I don't think White has that in him right now, personally, but I still go Aaron Jones. But yeah, White's been a popular guy today, but yeah, Aaron Jones even in a tough matchup against Philly.
Cordero Patterson or Devontae Smith, half PPR for the flex. I think you said Cordero on this one before.
Yeah, something like that.
DJ Moore, Drake London, Treylon Burks start 2.
Oh,
this
two.
is a gross list.
Yeah, Brady, man. That's I think that's Burks and DJ Moore for me.
Agreed. Sitting Drake London.
Yeah.
Carr or Brady, White or Sanders, Kamara or Murray.
Brady.
Agreed.
I like Sanders this week against Green Bay, I think.
Over Rachaad White.
Oh man, that's tough.
Oh man. I'm going Kamara over Latavius Murray.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's a coin flip for me between White and Sanders.
Give me Rachaad White.
Go with Rachaad White.
Evans in a pour down or Treylon Burks.
I'm still going Mike Evans. I'm still going Mike Evans. But y'all have me concerned.
Do we like Smith over Ayuk today in a full PPR? No, I like Ayuk.
Yeah.
Full PPR flex, Antonio Gibson or Samaje Perine. I will go with Antonio.
Yeah, I think it's close. I think he's a good one.
Julio coming in from the Discord. Palmer or Ayuk in a standard league. That makes it a lot tighter.
Yeah, it does. For touchdowns, I think. I mean, Ayuk scored 2 touchdowns last week on 2 receptions. Palmer had a great bounce back game. Palmer's inconsistent. Like he had that bad game, then good game. It's hard to pick his. I think I just go Ayuk. For me.
I do as well. Ayuk's where I lean.
Yeah,
as well. White, Etienne, or Connor in a full PPR. I would still play Travis Etienne.
Yep.
Godwin or Smith. I assume that's Devontae Smith, and I'll go Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I've got that same issue right now in a half PPR league. I've got Godwin starting.
Sorry, he's saying Godwin or Alan Lazard.
Okay,
still Godwin.
Still Godwin.
Okay, now Burks, DJ Moore, Cordero. I can start too.
I would start Cordero over DJ Moore.
Agreed.
Yeah, and that's it,
caught
guys.
Up.
Yeah, we're caught up.
Beautiful.
Well done. Canada's going to lose to Croatia for a heartbreaker.
I mean, to say that I didn't see that coming.
I know. I should have cashed out. I had a bet for Canada to win, and no bueno.
I got a text question coming in.
Okay.
Debo, Michael Carter, or Perine in the flex. Have Debo in there now, but worried about a last-minute scratch.
I would still go Debo, but I think Carter's going to have a pretty good game.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
The pivot play there, I believe, is
questions. 32 likes. Y'all did awesome. 18 people still watching. Toss a like on your way out. Good luck in week 12. Hopefully, y'all come by again next week. Brady or Jimmy G for Julio coming in here from the Discord.
Brady.
Yeah, I think I like Brady there as well. Well, in maybe
Landon, you're starting to drink the Kool-Aid here.
This rain is starting to concern me. I'm worried.
Easy. Canceled. He pulled a me. Cancel the sports package mid-game. I mean, easy. It's just a soccer game. We don't even care about soccer. Like, if this was an Olympic gold medal hockey game, different story. But man,
Canada's coming in here with some pressure. Keenan or Travis Etienne, Kembo? I'm going with Travis Etienne.
I am as well.
I put a little money on Brazil to win. They're the favorites, so I just dabbled in there too. Finstorm, Debo or Mike Evans, and I would still go Mike Evans, but I think Debo is in consideration there. Close one.
In a vacuum, I would say Debo.
Yeah.
There's concerns here for both. Like, Debo's questionable, expected to play. Mike Evans is a for sure play, but has to deal with rain, which is apparently now the hardest thing in the world to play through. Did you get this one? Sorry.
I said Etienne.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Are we starting Antonio Gibson over Monty in a full PPR?
In that tough matchup?
I would be.
Yeah, fade Monty this week. Fade the Bears.
All
right, guys. Yeah, good luck in all of your matchups. Toss a like on the way out.
Absolutely.
Share with your friends. We appreciate everything.
Appreciate you guys coming by. Hopefully by next stream, I'm ready to go.
Back to your normal self, yeah.
Tuesday nights when we usually do our midweek stream, and then every single Sunday, 90 minutes before kickoff.
Last minute SOS. Do I sit Aaron Jones or Dameon Pierce for Rachaad White? We are still starting Aaron Jones here.
I would start Rachaad White over Dameon Pierce. In fact, I am in 2 leagues. So that's where I'm at if I have Rachaad White and Dameon Pierce.
Cheesehead, I know you're a Packers fan, but go with Geno Smith.
Agreed. I am too, brother. And we know how it's been for the green and gold this year.
Yep.
Like Easy said, good luck to everybody. Appreciate you. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we will see you next week.
Millie, I'm still playing Amari Cooper in league, so good luck. Good luck in the rain game.